seeing something that's present to you in front of you is great, but I think it's like, as all of us in this world today, like there's so many stories about ourselves, there's many layers of ourselves that you don't get to know. So I'm hoping that when they see the piece, something will be a breakthrough moment they didn't know about that particular subject matter. My name is Mark Stoddart. I am a visual communicator. I've been commissioned with the Raptors and the Leafs to create 7 pieces of work. Finding the articles and putting it together is it's like a woven tapestry, and putting things in the proper context, right? And then from that, taking the drawing that I've created and then superimposing that back onto the piece as well is an interesting part. The whole thing is ROTY, Rookie of the Year, the concept. First off was doing Mighty Mouse, Stoudemire. I just was more drawn to who he was and his contribution, and then for him to get the Rookie of the Year for the Raptors for that first year was cool. And then of course our highlight reel, Vince Carter coming in. Vince was the highlight reel that every station you watch on sports, the stuff that he was doing, it was just documented, and people wanted to know who this guy was. And from Toronto, that took it to another level. And then from that, us winning the chip, and then drafting Scotty Barnes was the 3rd person I'm doing for the Rookie of the Year. With the Leafs, I've been commissioned to do Daryl Sittler, Baroka, as you see on that side, of course, and then I'm doing Austin. For me, growing up as an immigrant, coming to Canada, and my first love has always been soccer. Basketball was my last thing, but hockey was the thing for all of us to play, right? And at that time in the early 70s, or late 70s, was the 3 people for the Leafs had was Dale Sittler, Lanny McDonald, Tiger Williams, and Mike Palmateer. But to do a piece for Dale Sittler, yeah, another comeback moment for myself. It becomes an honor to know that you're preserving a legacy. Being an illustrator or visual communicator, as I said before, is like, I think I just adapted learning different techniques of work. And the first thing that got into my artistry was silk screening. So textile and printing is the thing for me. And to design that way, I'm now designing silk screening onto boards. It's the old-fashioned way, but not really coming back to that and applying it with the artist form of drawing it. I think it gives a different technique to it. It's almost like when you go into the walls and you see these posters and these ads, and it's torn down, and then something else stuck back onto it again, and then it's re-torn down again. That's my curiosity. I love the layers of things that's been there before, but it's been taken away. But the essence of what is there is supposed to be told. That story is always present. That's the effect I'm trying to do. Like the history of just kind of bringing back the stories and not talked about. The interesting part about what I'm doing is that it draws you in. So you have to read the stories. You got to see what's happening within that time frame or that timeline of that particular athlete. Their accomplishments for what they've done for the city, for Toronto, is so important. And that's becomes their blueprint. And so having my work and people who will recognize the style of work that I've done, to know that it's placed somewhere, it's in an institution that now people can be drawn to take a look at, I think it's phenomenal.